Good morning, welcome back to my channel. It's Wednesday today and I thought I'd start filming another vlog because you guys seem to be really enjoying them at the moment and I'm really enjoying filming them, but I don't want them to get repetitive. So today I thought I would do things slightly differently, and instead of just taking you through the motions of my days, I thought I would talk more about the principles of what I do on a weekly basis and my kind of habits and routine that allow me to stay organized and stay productive and stay motivated most of the time. Obviously the title is quite dramatic, but I just want to point out now that I am not all of those things all of the time. For example, I am on my period right now, so my energy levels are very, very low. But in general, I do have certain principles and things that I do every week that really help me, and I want to share them with you guys because I don't want to kind of portray this unattainable lifestyle ever on the internet. I hope that actually makes sense. I'm not entirely sure what I'm trying to do with this video, but I'm just hoping that as I film and as I edit, it falls into place. The first thing I'm going to talk about, you guys are not going to be surprised at all about, and that is the importance of establishing a rough kind of routine. I say rough because I don't believe that you have to have everything planned out to a specific time or to every specific detail. What I mean by routine is just kind of getting up at roughly the same time every day, falling asleep at roughly the same time every day, maybe having certain days where you go and do your laundry, you go and do your food shop, certain times of the day where you know that you work most productively, so you plan to do your work then, having a routine with exercise and the meals that you eat. I find that getting into some sort of flow on a weekly basis and just kind of knowing when I'm gonna fit everything in helps me stay more balanced, and it also helps me establish organization and time management systems, as I will talk about later on in this video. So I don't have any classes on a Wednesday, so I would usually go swimming in the morning, but as I mentioned, I'm on my period this week, so instead I just took a walk to the supermarket and did my food shop, and I'm kind of counting that as my exercise for today. But because I'm not going swimming, I do have a little more time than usual in the mornings, and because Sid was here over the weekend for our 1-year anniversary, I am kind of behind on schoolwork. I missed a few lectures, I have some reading to catch up on, so I thought I'd show you how I kind of organize all of my uni work and my organization system that I've been trying out recently, because as you may have noticed in my last vlog or on my Instagram, I've been using my iPad this semester, which I've never used before. I've had this iPad for at least 3 years now, I think, because it's just the basic 2019 model, but I've only ever used it for thumbnails and things like that. I've never really used it for uni. So the current organization system that I'm using is an app called GoodNotes, and what I mean by an organization system is just somewhere where all of your documents are in one place. That's how I would define it. I actually don't know what the proper definition is, but I've been really enjoying GoodNotes for this because not only do I save my lectures into these folders, for example, this was the first week of lectures and this was the first lecture I had. Not only do I save the lecture itself, I can also save all of the readings that went alongside that lecture that week. And what I'm really enjoying about my iPad is the fact that I can highlight on it, as you can see, and I can also annotate. So this is saving me so much time during lectures because instead of typing out notes, I have the slides right here and then I just add any notes that I have around the actual slide itself. And I've been doing a similar thing with readings as well. I've been using it to highlight and make notes. So I finished doing a little bit of reading, I had lunch, and then I've just actually had a call with a tax advisor about my tax. I didn't film it because that is the least interesting thing on the planet and also confidential, but it did get me thinking because I have had this meeting planned for months now, and the way that I remember these things and make sure that I'm planning for these things is by using Google Calendar. And I won't go into too much detail about Google Calendar because I actually have a whole video about it that I will link up here somewhere, but that really helps me get a balance between everything and also incorporate all the different elements of my life, if that makes sense. So today I knew I had that meeting at 12 till 1, so I did a food shop, I did a bit of reading in the morning, and now I can also do some reading this afternoon. On that note, I am just about to leave to go to the centre, and I'm meeting my friend Rory and we're going on a little coffee study date. And if you watch my vlogs, this is a regular occurrence, me going to coffee shops, and the reason for that is because it's one of my favourite social activities, and also I love working in different environments. This massively helps me stay productive and motivated because pretty much all of my work, whether it be university work or YouTube work, I do on my own at home, and that can get quite boring and also quite lonely. And this also helps to separate work and home a little bit as well. It means that when I get back in the evenings, I can relax a bit more because I've mentally finished my work for the day because I have physically left the environment that I was working in. Hello, it is Wednesday afternoon, and so far today I've had a lecture this morning. It was just an online one from 8 till 10:30, and then I met my friend for coffee afterwards. And this afternoon I have yet more reading to do, so I thought I would talk a little bit about how I approach reading at university, because I think sometimes the workload at uni can seem like a lot when, especially at CBS, the main bulk of work is reading all of these academic texts and journal articles, and these texts can sometimes be like 40 pages long, sometimes longer, and they're just full of academic terms and phrasing, and they're very overwhelming sometimes. Obviously, I know this is different for every single degree, so please do bear in mind here that I am speaking about business, but spoiler alert, most of the time you do not need to read all of these journal articles. And what I mean by that is, especially in business, where you might just be reading a text to help your understanding of a concept or a theory, most of the time that kind of information will be concentrated in the abstract, the introduction, the discussion, the conclusion. I find that 7 times out of 10 I don't actually need the kind of methodology, the analysis, the specific case studies of an academic article, because that is kind of really specific research that academic has done. Sometimes this can be useful, and case studies can be good when you're writing papers, when you're doing exams, so it's useful to know they're there. But on a week-to-week basis, I find that I can pretty quickly skim over the main points of a journal article without spending hours and hours and hours reading every single word of every single page. It is a little bit later on now, and I've just finished getting ready, apart from obviously my hair. I'm not going out with a headband on, and my outfit, but I kind of wanted to end the video here on the last point that I wanted to make. I could not be organised, productive, motivated on a weekly basis without having some sort of balance, and this balance doesn't always necessarily have to come from other productive things, if you know what I mean. Like, balance doesn't necessarily have to be going to yoga, going for a swim, which are both things that I do. Sometimes balance can come from doing nothing at all, so just completely chilling out, relaxing, watching Netflix, reading a book, whatever else. Or it can come from recharging through social situations like I'm doing tonight. So yes, I will probably be less productive tomorrow because I'm going out tonight, but if I didn't have these things that I enjoyed, if I didn't see my friends, if I didn't allow myself to have fun, then I wouldn't be productive ever, because I find that having this time off to do other things helps me recharge and helps me come back more motivated than I would have been otherwise. So yeah, that is all that I have to share with you in this video. I hope it's actually come together as something coherent, and I hope that you could actually get something from this video. Please let me know down below in the comments if it was helpful, and don't worry, I will be resuming the usual weekly vlogs next week, so make sure to subscribe for those, and also follow my social media where I post daily updates on whatever I'm up to. Bye!